in the initial years, don't forget your textbooks. It is very important to read the textbooks because you have to get serious about the PG prep because only 2 years are left mainly. Try to cover 50% of the final year in the third year itself. If you get disconnected from your studies for 1 year, that becomes very difficult to catch up on it. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Rishita and I secured All India rank of 12 in this NEET PG 2024 examination, and I secured All India rank 970 in INI CET May, and I did my undergraduation from AIIMS Rishikesh, and this is about my journey towards achieving rank 12 in NEET PG. So let's start from the beginning. So from the first and second year of MBBS, how one should prepare. So in the first year, that is the most hectic year that one faces during the MBBS because you shift from your coaching and school towards your college life. So it is very difficult. But in the initial years, don't forget your textbooks. It is very important to read the textbooks because it formulates your basic concepts. It strengthens your concepts for the whole of the MBBS and whole of the subjects like clinical subjects also. The foundation is very much necessary. So you start reading the textbooks. If it feels difficult for you, then you can always watch the main videos of the subject. Like from Cerebellum, I used to watch Sparsh sir's videos, Garg sir videos, GRG sir's videos also. So you can use those videos first to formulate basic concepts and then try reading the textbooks. It will help you a lot to build concepts. It is my advice personally that do not start MCQs and PG prep from the first year itself. First, foundation is very important. So use your textbooks to make a good foundation. Use your practical skills, improve your practical skills, improve your basic foundations to get a good rank finally in the MBBS as well as in the PG prep also. So as far as MCQs are concerned, it is my advice personally that you should not focus on MCQs in the first and second prof because you are going to prepare for the PG prep in the whole of the 5 years itself and more towards your last year. So it is not very necessary to do MCQs in the first and second year. Rather than focusing on MCQs, you can basically try to build your concepts even more. You can focus on your practical aspects as well as the clinical aspects of it and basically have your foundation strong. That matters, and you can definitely practice the MCQs later on in the third and final year itself. So as far as making notes is concerned, I personally feel that making notes for all the 19 subjects is a very tedious job because you have to make notes for the 19 subjects in length and breadth, and then you have to concise it further to revise it. So I really think that you can always have the workbooks that are provided by various platforms also, and in the first and second year you are using your textbooks. So you can highlight them and basically make your own notes while you have to concise the subject. So try to concise that subject in about 15-20 pages. It is very short length, but you have to do it for the final revision purposes. So try to concise every topic that you read in your own handwriting, but not necessarily make all the notes. You can use Cerebellum notes always, the workbooks that are provided. So you can use that to save your time, and you can use time to basically prepare for your practicals and also read another textbooks and another topics that are weak for you. You can basically highlight those textbooks according to you, and if you are using any platform, like for example you are using Cerebellum, then you can use their handwritten notes that are already provided. So this journey of PG preparation is almost 5 or maybe 6 years long. That is a very long journey. So you cannot be serious from the first day of the first year itself. It is a very tough journey for sure, but it is not the only journey that you have to follow. It is a college life. You have to enjoy it also. You have to ensure that you follow your passion also, you follow your hobbies also in this journey. So in the first and second year, basically focus on making your foundation very strong along with enjoying all the activities that are going on in your colleges because you have the time to prepare for PG prep also. But the basic thing is, if your foundation is very strong, then you can always do it. It does not mean that you have to sacrifice all of your hobbies from the first day itself. So now after the first and second years comes the third year. Now you have to get serious about the PG prep because only 2 years are left mainly. So in the third year itself, I think you should start focusing on the PG prep more. Now in this time, what I used to do I am from AIIMS Rishikesh. So we had a pattern that in third prof itself, we had 6 short subjects. Community medicine was a long subject and 5 short subjects along with it. That was orthopedics, opthal, ENT, psychiatry and derma. So if it is not the pattern that is followed in your college, you can use this, that you have to finish all these 6 subjects in the third prof itself, because it is relatively a free time as compared to the final year that is definitely going to be a hectic one. So you can basically focus on these 6 subjects, 5 short subjects and community medicine. And along with that, what I would advise it to cover some of the medicine portions, like you can cover some systems from medicine like respiratory medicine or pulmonary medicine or renal system also, because these systems are also going to covered in your postings as well. So you can correlate it with that. And also from obs gynae, you can do obs part or the gynae part as per your liking. But I really feel that try to cover 50% of the final year in the third year itself. And if you are feeling bored, always switch to the subjects. You can always combine a larger subject with a short subject also. And for that, you can definitely watch the videos. You can watch the videos of Dilip sir's medicine. You can watch any system of his. It is very interesting also in the clinical aspects. It will really help you in the postings also. You can watch Rena Chawla ma'am for OBGY. So you can basically combine videos along with some small textbooks, and basically you have also to start the MCQ practice during this period. It is very important because ultimately it is going to be an MCQ exam. So you have to be fluent in the MCQ solving skills also. So that has to be started from the first day itself. Start small, but then eventually basically build on it. So you can start with solving MCQs of the topic that you are doing on that day. And then like that, you will cover most of the MCQs also of those subjects, and along with the videos, main videos of the subject will be covered in the third prof itself. So you will have less burden in the final year. So now after this third year comes the final year. So final year is definitely the most hectic time that one faces, because you have to balance your final exam, that is the final prof exams, the PG prep, as well as the postings part also. So you have to be fluent in all the topics and all the domains to basically go through all these stages. So try to manage time well. It is very difficult. It's going to be very difficult in the initial days. But once you get the hang of it, that I have already covered most of the topics in the third year itself. So now you have the time to cover the remaining topics also and to revise those topics also. Another thing I would suggest is that because final year subjects are always linked to the first and second years. So if the basic foundation is very strong, it is going to be very easy for you to navigate through the medicine and the surgery part also, because your anatomy as well as your physiology is very strong. So try to balance it out, basically because the prof exams are much necessary. So while approaching the prof exams, like in the ending part of the year, focus on writing skills, how you are going to write the theory examination also. So focus on more of that. But in the initial days, like first 6 months of the final year, I would suggest that you mainly focus on the PG prep, basically make your foundation strong and practice MCQs daily. And in the later part of the final year, what you can focus is on more of the theory part, because you have to appear for the professional examination. That is very important. But never miss out on the clinical postings. Your theory part is strong, but your practical part has to be equally strong to get good marks also and good clinical skills also. That is very necessary. And it definitely helps in the final examination also, because the clinical questions is the trend nowadays. So you have to focus on your postings as well. Another thing is you can start giving GTs in the final year. It is a bit difficult, but what you can do it, just give baseline GTs, like 1 in a month. So I gave almost 2 to 3 GTs in the final year. I think that is a decent enough number, because you are not gonna balance it all out, but you can try giving 1 or 2 GTs. It will really boost your confidence also, and it will show you your place also, so that you can improve on it more. So the basic part that everybody fears is the main videos, that how I'm gonna cover main video for every subject, every clinical subject as well as the preclinical subject. So in the third and final year, I would suggest is focus on mainly the clinical subjects, that is the shorter as well as longer subjects. You cover all of them before the start of the internship, because then you will have a strong foundation. And some shorter subjects are very easy to grasp also, like for dermatology or psychiatry. If you read it once, you are gonna get 70% of the questions correct every time. You will basically know it throughout the journey. And in the final exam also, you don't need much revision. If you have once watched the videos of the subject, like Praveen sir's teaching of psychiatry is very nice. I had just gone through it once and I remember it thoroughly. Like you don't have to basically revise it again and again. It just comes to you naturally. So you can do that. And regarding the main videos, basically try to concise it, because you are in the end of the final year. So you can use the quick revision tool or the revision videos basically in the last times during your examination also, to revise the main concepts that are being tested and that are similar in PG prep as well as your professional examination. So it will help a lot. So now comes the internship. So internship is another thing that is very different experience for everybody. Some will be in the colleges where the internship is very hectic, somewhere it is very chilled out, and some of them will be like mixed postings. So for me, it was mixed postings. Some postings were very hectic and some postings were a bit free. So you have to manage your time accordingly. So in the initial days also, I asked my seniors that which postings are to be done seriously, which postings are very hectic, which postings are very free. So you basically have to plan out accordingly. So in the times of hectic posting, what you can do is, what I did basically was to solve the MCQs. Whenever I got time, even it was for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I used to solve the MCQs of the subject that I was studying or trying to study in those days. So you can do that for sure. Another thing that happens in internship is that some of the people, or most of the people I must say, they basically hold for the prep, and they basically hold that we will not study in the internship, we would basically enjoy the internship. It is the first time you are getting the salary and it is the last year that you are spending with your friends. So it is very tempting that you fall into that trap. So it is important to enjoy, but at the same time I feel if you get disconnected from your studies for 1 year, that becomes very difficult to catch up on it. So basically I would suggest it that have breaks in between, that is very necessary. Go out with your friends, but studies are also more important, because you are gonna crack it in one attempt, then it is very good, because otherwise it becomes very hectic preparing again and again for the same exam. So what you can do is that is my suggestion also, and that's what I followed also, that you can group with those friends who are preparing seriously at that time. So I grouped with 4 or 5 of my friends that were preparing seriously. So we basically asked each other what you studied today, to remain consistent in that times also. And another thing you can get is have a partner, basically any of your friends who is preparing seriously and who is thinking a bit alike you. So that really helps to discuss MCQs and the lacunae that you are facing in your preparation, and also to discuss grant tests also. So in the internship, it is very important to have good company that helps you to study also and to enjoy also. In the internship, I would really suggest that you can now, because you have watched all of the main videos, so it is gonna have a huge advantage for you that you can use only the quick revision or rapid revision tools in the internship itself. So you can either watch the videos, or if you are thorough with the concepts, you can also read the notes only. So that saves a lot of time, and basically you are revising whole of the subject in a very concise fashion. So it really helps, and to build the consistency during the internship, because it is a very important to have consistency during the internship because of the hectic and variable work hours. So you can use the schedules, like I use the schedules that were provided by Zainab ma'am and in the Cerebellum team as well. So what I did was I used the main schedule and then I changed it according to myself, but I ensured that towards the last of the END, like there was a schedule of END after 1 week. So I have to cover these subjects in 1 week itself. Anyhow, I can mix and match the subjects, but I will definitely cover this much portion. So it really helps you to be consistent. And another thing that plays a role is that you are always afraid that your peers are going to complete this subject in this much duration. So you also have to do it. So basically you remain consistent with the schedules that are provided along with the ENDs that definitely serve as a conclusion to that subject also, that you have done this subject, and now in the test and discussion also you now know your mistakes and the improvements that you have to do. So it really serves the goal well. And another thing that you can do to build your consistency is watch some live lectures. Because when you are interacting with the teacher, you can always ask your questions, and in the live lectures it is very important to build the consistency, because in the live lectures you are always gonna be interacting with your teacher. So it helps a lot. So now internship has started. So what sources to follow? So I think quick revision videos or rapid revision videos are definitely gonna be the one that you have to follow. So if you have watched the main videos in the third and final prof also, it is gonna be a huge advantage for you. But if you have not watched the videos and have basic concepts clear enough, so then you can always go with the quick revision videos also. And internship, as we have already talked about, it is very hectic and variable for everybody. So to build the consistency, what you can do is you can watch the live lectures also. And along with that, Cerebellum's mission live lectures and the mission schedule that they provide, it is very helpful because you have now the schedule that you have to follow. So it helps you to build the consistency that now after 1 week, you have to give the END of this subject. So you have to be prepared enough for this subject so that you score well and you know your improvements and your lacunae also in the preparation. So basically follow the live schedules, live lectures, and also follow the basic schedule that they provide. It really helps to build the consistency. So now about BTR. You must all be knowing about the BTR. and I really think that it is the best concise version that is available till now. So it basically helps you integrate the first year subjects to the final year subjects. That is very important, because when you are solving an MCQ, especially the clinical MCQs, they are now arranged in such a fashion that you have to link your anatomy and physiology concepts to the medicine and surgery part. So that is very well integrated in the BTR part, and you must all be knowing Dr. Zainab Vora ma'am. So she teaches so well that you integrate all the subjects very nicely, and when an MCQ approaches you and you know how to basically navigate from one topic to the another. And another thing that BTR provides is the ENDs, the test and discussions that happen in the BTR platform. So they are very good in the sense that you basically solve the MCQs, but the more important part is art of solving MCQs, because ultimately it is going to be an MCQ exam. So you have to know the art of solving MCQs. That is very important. And in the discussions, you basically know your mistakes. Even the silliest of mistakes you will encounter in the discussions itself, and how to correct it. And in the next END, you try to improve it on that, but you also find some another mistake. So basically, it is all the process of improvement and how to basically know the art of solving MCQs. Because in the last 1 minute, in that hectic environment, in that stressed environment, you have to get that question right. That is very important. That clarity that is mainly given by the BTR ENDs. So now comes the QBank tool. So solving whole of the QBank in the internship is very difficult task. So when watching the main videos in the third and final year itself, what you can do is try to solve questions along with the topic that you are covering on that particular day. It really helps. So what I did was I tried to complete the QBank, but I could only complete 50% of the QBank for third and final year itself. But for the first and second year, I did not do any QBank because I used mainly the textbooks. So that was remaining. So what I did in the internship was, because I found that QBank was very vast to be covered thoroughly. So what I did was I used custom modules. So in the initial days, I used to basically build a custom module of 50 MCQs from all the 19 subjects, because custom module served as a revision tool for me, so that I somehow revised 19 subjects in the 50 questions itself, and I would give only 1 hour for the custom module. So I used to solve 50 questions in 1 hour period in the initial days, and then review it in next 1 hour. So basically you get the revision part also of all the 19 subjects, that is somehow getting covered. And along with that, you are also trying to manage your time. That is also very important while solving MCQs. So you can target both those things with the custom modules, and it definitely covers all of the frequently repeated questions that are going to be asked in the final examination and the latest trends also. And then you can build this habit when you have the time later on, when you are basically moving forward towards the examination. You can basically change your 50 questions per day to 100 questions per day, because MCQ solving skills are also very important, and it also caters to the revision part of all the 19 subjects thoroughly. So another initiative by Cerebellum that I liked was the late night PYQ marathons. So it was about 40 questions in the beginning, and then it turned on to 80 questions per day. So it covered PYQs from the 2014 or 13 itself. And those were the topics that I was not very confident, or that I was not even knowing about. So I came to know about those topics from the PYQ marathons itself. So PYQ marathons really help to build all the PYTs as well as cover all the PYQs from the last 10 years. So that really helps you to get the confidence that you know how the previous examinations were and how you are going to approach any new question or any previous question that comes from that topic itself. So it really helps to build the consistency as well as the PYTs. So now regarding the grand tests, when to give it, how to approach it, how to build the consistency, and how to basically approach the grand test solving skills. So basically starting with the grand test, I think that it is appropriate to start grand test within the first 3 months of your preparation. So within the 3 months, you are basically done with most of your first revision. So you can give first baseline GT after 3 months or 4 months. And then in the initial period, it is very important to give grand tests every 15 days to build the consistency of sitting for 3 or 3.5 hours in the examination duration only. So I used to give GT every Sunday, basically initially after every 15 days, and then eventually as the exam approached, I increased my frequency of giving GTs to every week. So I used to give GT in the 9 to 12 period itself, in the initial days and also in the later days. So it really helps to build the consistency and how to sit and how to use your brains, basically to move around the 19 subjects and how to get MCQ correct in 1 minute period. It is very important. And don't get disheartened by the GT scores, because it is just a score. So I would tell you my story. So in my first grand test that I gave in internship, I only got 99 correct. It was a very low score for sure, but eventually when you try to improve on your MCQ solving skills, your concepts, your weak areas, then you gradually improve. So after every 15 days or after every 1 week, when I used to give the GT, I basically focused more on my mistakes rather than on my correct questions. So I used to learn from my mistakes and apply it in the next GT so that my scores improve. It is definitely going to be a fluctuating journey for each one of us, but eventually what matters is how you are improving. And I would tell you this, that in the last GT that I gave before the examination, I scored 171 corrects, and in the final exam I got 179 corrects. So from 99 till 179 is a long journey, but it is a fluctuating journey as well. But it is not something that is very impossible. You can do it. You just have to focus on your mistakes and improve on it. Another advice that I would give is that before giving the GT next time, like you have given GT once, so basically note down the mistakes in that GT, and when you are giving the GT next time after 1 week or after 15 days, try to review the mistakes that you did in the last GT, so that those mistakes at least do not happen in this GT, and it eventually helps to reduce your mistakes, and it definitely helps in improving your scores also. So my final words for any aspirant that is preparing for this NEET PG or INI examination. So it is gonna be a long journey, definitely a tiring one, and sometimes due to preponements and postponements are definitely gonna be a tough one also. But you have to be mentally strong for this. You can do this. You have gone through the 4 years of the MBBS and along with 1 year of hectic internship as well. You have gone through several examinations. All the 19 subjects, you have covered them already. So you know them. You just have to basically revise them, review them, and build your MCQ solving skills. And the mental strength is very important in this journey, because if you are not mentally strong, you are not confident. Like we have the tagline that is BTR, believe, trust and revise. So that is very important. First, you have to believe in yourself that you can do it. Then trust your resource, because the resource is very important. Everybody will teach you something or the other thing. It is very important to basically trust on your source that I will do this much, but I will do this much in 100% consistency and 100% confidentiality, that I will basically focus on each and every word that is taught to me so that I can use them in my final examination, and then revise them repeatedly. So it is gonna be a ups and downs full of journey, but always try to get a friend that can help you through this journey. Try to have a friend that you can discuss grand test or MCQs with it. Or if you are not having a friend, then always you have the live lectures and the discussions that are going to be live on the platform like Cerebellum also. So you can use those live lectures as your partner in this journey. And for sure, you're going to do great. You have gone through a lot of examination, and this is just another examination. So you will get through. Thank you.